Hey, welcome back. Today we're focusing on the geopolitical situation that's been reshaping Korea's economy, the Middle East conflict and its ripple effects. Three stories that connect the dots between diplomacy, energy logistics, and urban resilience. President Trump said on April 16th at an event in Las Vegas that the Iran conflict should be ending pretty soon, adding that negotiations are going well. He also signaled he may travel to Pakistan this weekend to directly engage in ceasefire talks with Iran. Separately, Trump announced via Truth Social that Israel and Lebanon had reached a conditional 10-day ceasefire. Hezbollah acknowledged the agreement, but stated it would return to combat if Israel violated the terms. On the Hormuz front, Iran announced it would fully open the strait along Iranian-designated routes during the Lebanon ceasefire period. However, the U.S. is maintaining its naval blockade of Iran's Hormuz coastline until a final deal is reached. Trump acknowledged Iran's gesture, but was explicit. The blockade stays until negotiations conclude. Separately, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and French President Emmanuel Macron co-chaired a virtual summit on April 17th focused on freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. 49 countries and 2 international organizations participated, including South Korea, covering maritime safety, crew protection, and post-war navigation guarantees. President Lee Jae-myung was the first leader to speak, expressing concern about the global impact of the Hormuz blockade on energy, finance, industry, and food security. In a concrete development, South Korea's Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries confirmed on April 17th that a Korean tanker has successfully transported crude oil from Saudi Arabia's Yanbu port through the Red Sea route, the first such shipment since the Hormuz blockade began roughly 48 days ago. The route bypasses the Strait of Hormuz using the Yanbu to Red Sea corridor. President Lee described it as a valuable achievement made possible by government agencies working as one team. According to the International Maritime Organization, approximately 2,000 vessels and 20,000 crew members remain effectively stranded in the Persian Gulf area due to the ongoing disruption. The third story offers a different angle on the same crisis. Despite oil prices rising sharply, Seoul has maintained relatively normal daily functioning, and the city's public transit network is a key reason why. Seoul Metro data shows that subway passenger volume during the week of April 5th to 11th reached 68.73 million, up 3.31 million, or 5.1%, compared to the pre-war week of February 22nd to 28th. By contrast, New York's MTA reported daily subway and bus ridership of approximately 4.56 million as of April 1st, actually down from 4.73 million in late February. London saw increases, but at a more limited scale than Seoul. Seoul's transit system ranks second globally in annual passenger capacity, according to the Comet KPI framework, with approximately 1.9 billion passengers transported in 2024. The system ranked first in 3 Comet subcategories: suicide prevention on transit, accessibility for mobility, impaired passengers, and non-fare revenue ratio. It ranked second in energy efficiency. Professor Kim Jong-sik of Yonsei University noted that the integrated fare structure and dense network allowed Seoul to absorb the oil shock with relatively limited disruption to economic activity. That's all for today's deep dive. We'll be back with more insights. You've been listening to the Korea Economy Brief, straight from the front page of Seoul Economic Daily. Thanks for tuning in.